Our background has been in capital raising, working with venture capital and angel investors, working with businesses and rapidly doing change management and going after investments. And the very first time I talked to an investor privately, I said, hey, what do you think about this program? And he said, it sounds like this could be a great program. How do I get my money back? How do I get out of it? And so there's a lot that goes on into understanding and having a proper exit strategy for your fund. Are you going to be relying upon what market conditions are in 10 years? Are you going to be relying upon the cost to borrow or the cost to leverage? Are you relying upon supply and demand if it's real estate? So I think having a proper exit strategy, a plan that your investors can thoroughly understand, saying, hey, this is how you get in, this is how it operates, this is who we are, this is the dynamics, this is the partnerships, these are the numbers, and more importantly, after we're said and done, this is how you get your money back. With that being said, on creating an exit strategy, I want to open it up to each of you guys for different exit strategies before we do questions. I'll kind of start with what our exit strategy is, because I feel like it's a pretty different and unique exit strategy. We like to build stock-based opportunity funds, something that's not really been talked a whole heck of a lot here. It's predominantly been almost virtually all LLC. And I understand that almost all real estate deals are LLC. And this program is great for real estate. There's been an immense amount of conversation about real estate since the start of this program. However, the sustainability of the program I do not believe is real estate. I believe it's business. I think that businesses give you an X multiplier, not an IRR. Every real estate deal is going to be capped at some degree. You got a 300-unit apartment building, you're not going to get a 351st rent out of it. All right? Your values and what you're going to get is going to be contingent upon whatever the cost of living and inflation is at that particular moment in time. A business, however, though, has no cap on earnings, and it has no cap on earning potentials back to the opportunity fund investors. And so I think that's an important thing to be able to keep that in mind in looking at developing an exit strategy. Our exit strategy with stock-based opportunity funds is kind of a keep it simple, stupid principle. And what we like to do is this. Build it as a stock-based opportunity fund, build it to meet a certain FINRA 1022 compliance standard, get it vetted, get it reviewed, get it underwritten, get it broker-dealered, get money getting into it, get it listed on the exchange market, later date and time. Now you've got an exit strategy for the investors to either individually exit and or for the opportunity fund to then use that and create a structured buyback or a structured exit with the investors in the fund at an appropriate date and time. And in doing so, the opportunity fund itself can alleviate any kind of market conditions or concerns of what's going to be in 10 years. The cost to borrow, the cost to leverage. And so that's kind of an exit strategy that's just, it's simple, it's clean, it's something that is well vetted and proven. If you just look at Facebook, you can buy stock on Facebook, you can sell your stock on Facebook. Easy entrance, easy exit, right? So the same kind of concept very much can apply to opportunity zones and opportunity funds. Maybe not necessarily always in real estate deals, but absolutely for businesses looking to grow and to expand. And if this program, the way that it's going to be, is going to be a long-term program, businesses will be the catalyst for where this goes. What are your guys' thoughts on the importance of having a proper exit strategy built into an opportunity fund?
Yeah, so we're a traditional fund and always look just the fund level, but at the asset level, we're not going to teach you anything that you don't know, but we will have our investors, our partners, we all agree going in that this is basically a 10-year investment. And by the way, you don't have to sell at year 10. I think most of you know that. What's the outside date, 2046 or 2047?
2047 is the rainbow expiration date. 2037 is the last date that an investor can put money in and hold for the 10-year period.
Right, but I don't want to sure if I'll be around in 2046, but you don't have to sell in year 10. Is the first thing. Second, just selfless promotion here. Hotels are neat because most of you know there's a real estate component and an operating business component to it. So for a lot of Dave's reasons, they fit well into opportunity zone investments. But our typical, we've got a joint venture agreement with our partners, and we basically agree that we're going to be in until 10 years. At year 10 years and 1 day, either party has a put or buy, sell, or take to market option at that point in time. But here's the thing everybody forgets. like everybody's in this to make money, and you're usually generally aligned, I think, with your money partner. You can always approach your partner, or vice versa, and say, hey, I got this crazy offer to sell at whatever, this $50 million hotel for $150 million. Should we do it? Well, probably, yeah, 3 years down the road, I'm not as concerned about my tax benefits at that point in time, because I know 10 years down the road, I'm only gonna get $70 million for it. So that's hard to document, but that's why you've got to, we were talking earlier, we're vetting our investors. We're vetting our sponsors, people we're doing business with. You should do the same thing with us. Like, you should pull some background information on the fund you're doing business with. Do they really have money? Have they done this before? And most importantly, talk to people that they've done business with and how they acted during the downturn. Did they work with their co-development, joint venture, equity partners, or general partners? Or did they just go after the asset or whatever? But you should be vetting your investors also, especially when it comes to, everybody gets hung up on joint ventures, on what's the waterfall, what are the economics, when really, when you've done it enough, as many of you have, what's most important is the control features. What control do you have, even as an 80-20 or 90-10? Do you get to weigh in on major decisions, or are they all made by me? And in some cases they are going to be all made by me. But find out how those, are they reasonable people that you're doing business with, or how do they act when things get tough? And there's a lot of people that shake your hand and they tell you the right thing, and a lot of you have probably found out during the downturn that money makes people do crazy things, and they might not be as collaborative as they said they were going to be. So it's my master of the obvious comment for the day.
I think that's absolutely right, and I think you said a really important term there, which is alignment. I think if you're not well aligned,
I made that term up.
I think, I don't remember who said it, culture eats strategy for breakfast. I think if you guys don't share kind of a cultural fit, even though you're not in the same business, you're going to be in business together for 10 years regardless. You need to have that cultural fit. You need to agree kind of on the long term, not even the plan as much as the vision. It's kind of a weird thing to think about, business strategy from a real estate development standpoint, because it's usually kind of in and out, and everybody just worries about the numbers. But in these cases, you do need to have a cultural fit with the people that you're doing business with, because you are locked in for 10 years. And most of ours, to your term about how do you get out of them, everything we work on thus far has been single asset funds. So again, they're all real estate deals, but everything we've done so far, even the big guys that have lots of capital relationships and ordinarily raise multi-asset funds that we've worked with, do them all as single asset funds, and everybody assumes, like you guys do, that at 10 years of the day, we're going to get rid of it, or we're going to try to get rid of it, or but if something, you say, if something else comes up, obviously that's just a discussion. And if there's a cultural fit, you guys are well aligned, that's not a difficult discussion to have, because everybody should be on the same page.
And you can also, with the latest regs, you can refinance out up to your basis in an LLC, just like any other LLC one. So, what's your rush to get out if you're playing with house money, you've gotten your basis returned to you, and everything that you're earning, if you hold it long enough, is going to be tax-free, unless you have some absolute need for those dollars.
Yeah, I'm even talking a little bit of the exit strategy in the 10-year mark, though. And there's nothing that actually dictates that somebody has to stay in a fund for 10 years. And we never know what could happen in anybody's life. One thing can change your life instantly. And all of a sudden you feel that you find yourself in a liquidity crisis. And now needing to look at it and saying, how do I get out of this thing? But what I want to do, though, is I want to kind of open this up to Q&A. Sure. Take some audience questions, and we'll kind of close the panel out with that. So, any questions?
By the way, if you don't point at you, it's not because we can't see, it's because we're blinded by the lights.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
That's probably a good thing. My name is Barry Stan, and I have a fund. It's called Fortified Precast Technologies. It's going to be an automated precast manufacturing facility that's going to produce 16 2,000 square foot homes a day in Florida. So here's my question. We have all the pieces together. We have the entire package together. We have contracts with the Germans and everything is happening. So now you're talking about fund management. You're talking about fund management, in-house, out-house, contracting with that third-party fund manager to help raise the capital, what is the cost of money? Typically, what do you see as the cost of money to do something like that, to contract with a third party?
I mean, if you want to hire a bank or broker to raise investor capital,
Yes, sir.
it's pretty well defined. It's a pretty well defined market. There's no secrets about it. For an open-ended hedge fund, typically brokers, placing agents are compensated, 20% of the manager fees per year over the investor life. But this is a private equity fund structure we're talking about, and it can be anywhere between 1.5% to 3% of the investor investment up front, or maybe it's stretched over 2 years. That's the market I see. If I answer your question properly.
I think we see something similar. If you're talking about, it sounds to me like you're talking about placement agent. It's kind of raise equity for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say kind of 1% to 3%. Depends on how much money you're raising. If you're raising a lot, obviously it's a sliding scale.
If it's a single project, for raising just the equity part of the capital stack for that one project, it's a similar market, and I'm talking my own book here, of course. 1.5% to 3% larger size deals on the lower end of that. If it's something programmatic, where you have a number of projects, get to the lower end of that. But of course, we bias to the higher side.
If you have a friend that's a true registered investment advisor managing family offices, the good news there is that in our experience, there's not a fee associated up front. They're taking their fee from their asset management fee for their clients.
Yeah, phones are securities. You got to be FINRA registered, a broker dealer. So an RIA cannot legally collect commissions. They have to charge an annual AUM fee to manage those assets from their clients. So yeah, there probably would be going in broad to use the fund manager from that type of source of investing.
But in all fairness, those RIAs are not easy to get in front of.
All right, next question. Go ahead.
If the fund owns a business and sells that business less than 10 years and buys another business, does it trigger a taxable event?
All right, so when the question is when a fund invests in a business and the business sells, has a capital gain. All right, you're going to be taxed on that capital gain, you're rolled back into an opportunity fund, and then you're going to hold it for the duration of a period of time. But yes, a business can exit, prior to 10 years.
Then it triggers a capital gains. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
So if you are raising capital from family offices and private investors, for each of you, what have you found is your single best source of investors?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that the single best source of investors that I've found has been 1031 exchange money. They're on a time clock, they're typically rolling out of a 1031 and looking at parking the money into some sort of opportunity fund. And if they're relinquishing usually control of that money to an intermediary that's helping them do that, I would say that would be, in our particular case, probably one of our top investors. I'd say also the second top investors that we've also got, besides the broker dealers, are actually also working with the economic development agencies and the localized live, work, and play money.
And how did you find the 1031 exchange money?
Well, this program, I think, is going to have a huge ripple effect into the 1031 market over a long-term period of time. If you were here earlier this morning, Steve Glickman was talking about how this does away with a lot of the death tax. You're able to separate your principal out from your gain, and you can take your principal now and put your gain into a fund and then only have to hold it for 10 years and you will step up the basis to fair market value. So you don't have to die to be able to enjoy your money. And so 1031s, I think this is probably, in my opinion, probably do away with probably 85, 90% of 1031s in the long run.
So like 1031 intermediaries, you're talking to them?
Well, that's how we was connected, was through a 1031 intermediary who realized the writing on the wall well in advance and has already started having clients saying, hey, listen, I'm rolling out of a 1031, I'm interested in putting my money in an opportunity fund, who do you have, what do you know? And that's where the relationships are so important. See, that's the thing I think that you know, it's missing the forest from the trees in this program. If you really kind of take a look at what we've got right now, you know, don't think about the money. Don't think about the projects. Money's been around, projects are going to be around. But you have a very short-lived window. Very, very short-lived window. And that's to capitalize on key relationships right now. Because the longer that this whole entire program begins to develop, the harder and harder and harder it's going to get to be able to develop those key relationships. Right now, when everything is red hot, people's arms are wide open. If you've had any opportunity to network with anybody in this event, you will have found how wide open arms are from people wanting to talk to you about opportunity zones, about opportunity funds, about their projects, about what they've got going on, what you've got going on, and how you guys can work together. And so this is a key time, pivotal time, is to be able to forge those type of relationships now. You'll create your partnerships. You'll find people that will come out of the woodwork with money. Finding money is not the problem. There's $6.8 trillion in capital gains. Money's not the problem.
I think for me, for a diversified wine pool fund, it's really going to be a layperson in real estate, RIAs and family offices that don't have a background in real estate. For the family offices that are really real estate professionals, I probably reflect individual projects to them, and they're more capable of facing off with a developer. Whereas a group of individuals and accredited investors would not be. We don't like to do single project deals, which are club deals of 30 to 40 accredited investors. You know, you're in the securities business there, and there's implications for the sponsor as well, and not just the broker. But you know, the larger, more real estate focused family offices would probably not entertain diversified wine pool funds. They'll look at individual projects and have the capability to do so. But you know, the RIAs have a lot of interest in, you know, I'll tell you why. They might be managing portfolios for clients of liquid stocks and bonds now, but they can access assets that aren't on their balance sheet, that are on their client's balance sheet, and they're aware that they have capital gains events coming. And they can manage those assets by putting qualified managers in front of their clients. And then when the assets unwind in 10 to 12 years at a